Hello everyone, it's Leo and it's time to talk about episode 21 from Delicious Party PreCure. This was such a sweet episode. I feel like this episode had a lot of soul and a lot of feeling, and I felt very emotional while watching it. I feel like this episode really delivered. And I also think the narrative was very straightforward while also enhancing it with lots of little details here and there, which made the experience even better. There is something that I need to say about my first impression of Delicious Party before we actually saw the episodes. I thought that Delicious Party was going to be chill, was going to be calm, but it's not. It's actually full of energy, and I've said this a lot, and I'm saying it again, because Ran is such a big ball of energy. There are so many reactions, and I love how the background changes with her a lot, and I love how full of expression she is. She is a very, very nice character because of that. And I feel like the show is able to really enhance that particular thing about her and about other characters as well. But since this episode focused on her, let's focus on her and also on Amane. This episode had two different points of view about the same event and two girls acting on different ways about the same event. And I found this incredible. So let's talk about the events basically. So Ran is thinking of a shaved eye recipe. I almost said recipe. A shaved eye recipe to put into her restaurant, into her family restaurant. She's thinking about that. Amane's there and she is sharing things and ideas with her. But there's this Japanese sweet store, a traditionally Japanese sweet store that Ran loves, and she takes Amane there, she takes everybody there, and they all go there. They all experience the flavor of the tradition. And that scene was very interesting because we can see how each of the girls, before Amane joined, we could see how each of the girls experience food. And this is something we haven't really seen about Amane. We know Amane loves making people smile, but her relationship with food so far has been shown towards her relationship with the parfait de CPP. That's been a big thing in her story so far. But in this episode, we were able to see a little bit more how she is able to enjoy food. First, we see how Ran enjoys food. This is not something new for us that are watching Delicious Party, but this is definitely something new for Amane. This is the first time that Amane actually sees how Ran experiences eating and she experiences flavor. And I absolutely love the visual work they do and how she explains the flavor. It's so magical. It is so Ran and so full of personality. I love it. And then we have Amane experiencing it as well. When Amane is experiencing the jelly she's eating, there's a specific name for that it did not stay on my mind. When Amane is enjoying that, she starts sharing the story behind the food. And I like how Kokone joins in and starts putting her own opinion on this because, you know, Kokone and Amane are very similar. There are other points in this episode that I really want to highlight about them. But I'm going to do it now before I forget. In the fighting scene, when they are trapped in the jelly thing, we can see Yui and Ran with crazy faces, Precious and Yum Yum with crazy faces, and Spicy and Parfait with more serious faces. This is how far the characterization of the Delicious Party girls will go. They really think of those little details, and I think it's incredible. You know, Spicy and Parfait, the more serious ones, Yum Yum and Precious, the crazier ones, and I love that they're really going all out with how they're characterizing the characters. So let's come back. Amane is sharing the story of the jelly she is eating, and she feels like this enhances the experience of eating something. And I really like that we have this little bit of culture about what they're eating and about the story behind the eyes and why shaved eyes is something modern. I found that very cool to learn. And the store is gonna close, and Ran listens to someone saying that the store is gonna close because there are gonna be lots of new stores opening up around it. It's gonna lose public. It's not gonna be enough to maintain it. So Ran thinks of ways of helping the store to stay alive, and she asks Amane for her help, and she starts making lots and lots of plans about it. And then Amane agrees on helping her. But then Amane changes her mind and says, look, I'm not going to help you anymore. And then they have a very serious talk. At that moment, I really understood Ran's side. Ran has this involvement with the store, and she has this emotional attachment to it, and she wants to keep it open. And she doesn't find it fair that a store that has been open for more than 60 years has to close because new stores are opening and it's gonna lose public. And Amane, on the other hand, does not really want to help, not because she thinks that the store has to close, but because she thinks there's another reason for the store to close, and that's not the real reason behind it. And Ran didn't even talk to the owner about the motive of the closure. I don't know the word in English. But the store would be closed, and she didn't talk to the owner about the reason for that. And so we have those two conflicting opinions, and I really like how Ran was motivated to go as far as she could to save this store from closing. But at the same time, I feel like Amane's reasoning is more like the voice of reason and the voice of wisdom in this case. But I understand that for a character like Ran, for someone like Ran, it's kind of hard to see this in a whim, because Ran is she acts on emotion every time. And I like that a lot about her, and I loved that about her in this episode. So she tried her best. She tried everything she could. She couldn't bring the public to the store, but she was able to talk to the owner about it. And the owner explained the real reason why the store was closing, which was she has been working for so long, and now it's time to let other stores shine as well. And the flavor and the memories that people made with this store will keep on existing. They will keep on being real, and they will keep on living towards people's memories, towards people's feelings. And that's what she wants. And Ran was able to understand Amane's side at this moment. And I found that very nice. Because I feel like in every situation there are lots of sides, there are lots of ways to approach this, there are lots of ways to come forward and try to understand this. And I think that Ran's actions, they have their value. They definitely do have their value. But in this case, there was something else that Ran was not seeing that Amane was able to notice before her. But Ran's actions were super, super valid, and we're going to talk about that at the end. But then, obviously, Narcisoru came, and when we come to the villains in this episode, Secretoru still seemed to be very on edge about him, and she was still very angry. But in this episode, they were able to do the Banderu chant correctly. It was okay, and Narcisoru is coming after the shaved eyes and everything. And then we have the battle scene. The battle scene started pretty iffy, and all the girls were captured. But after Black Pepper arrived, things picked up a little more. Because, Black Pepper arrived. Finally, Black Pepper was able to do something. And I always have a problem with those savior type characters, because it's kind of hard to write them without dumbing down the rest. Like the four girls, like Precious, Finale just arrived and she is getting beaten that easily? Girl, what? But, anyways, I enjoyed Black Pepper's scene, but I didn't enjoy how they created the scenario for him to join in. And finally, he was able to save Precious, and after that, the girls were able to fight. And this is what I was waiting for last episode. Last episode we had a strong moment between Kokone and Amane, and this time it just felt really lackluster. Like last time it felt lackluster, but this time it was so cool. Yum Yum fighting and defending people's memories. You know, and like Narciso attacking in this episode makes so much sense. Like the way he erases people's memories towards that specific food that they're eating and all the feelings that they have for that food. And Yum Yum fighting for them to get that back. Like in this episode, it had a bigger meaning for Yum Yum. And girl, that was so nice. The way she fought very hard. And the way Finale was watching that and saying like, wow, she is really going for it. And she jumped in and helped her, and they fought together, and they were able to connect, and because they didn't have a moment to talk through their little quarrel. They didn't. And they did it in the fighting scene. You know, it was very nice. The way they attacked together, their powers mashing up. It was so cool. Before Finale ended up, you know, finishing it. That's what I was waiting for in episode 20. But anyways, episode 21 ended up pretty nicely with the girls eating for the last time in that store. And as I said before, I feel like Amane's actions are the ones that hold more wisdom in the episode, but Dan's actions, they hold all the emotion. Because if Dan did not go after the store, if Dan did not have this passion for the store, she would not have done everything she did, and she would not have that last moment in the store and post about it on Qwersta. She's a blogger, you know, and or an Instagrammer, I don't know. But the way the episode ended with that old lady checking out the post and just getting happy that people are able to enjoy her store one last time and the memories to forever live somewhere in people's minds, but also on the internet and like where other people could see it and enjoy it in another way. She was thankful. And that feeling that that old lady had was only possible because of how Dan acts. So what a great episode this was. Again, Delicious Party delivering with the emotion and the way it works with its characters. Next week, it's all about Black Pepper. I'm so curious to see what's gonna happen. Oh, and they talked to Black Pepper after the fighting scene. And Finale was like, why are you helping us? Finale was so like powerful at that moment. And, you know, he just said he's helping because he wants to help, and he left. And I really liked the silhouette that they did on Precious at that scene. It kind of looked like a glass, you know, those glass stains things. It kind of looked like that from afar. So that was very cool too. Anyways, this was my view on episode 21 from Delicious Party. I'm curious for next week's episode. Let's see what they have in store for us. What is Takumi gonna do? I need more Takumi's story. Not for Takumi, but more for Cinnamon, and to know what happened in the past of the Cookingdom drama. Girl, I'm curious. Anyways, babes, this is my view on episode 21. What did you think of it? Please leave a comment. Let's keep talking in the comment box below. Anyways, babies, I just want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!